Alright guys, I have got the complete cylinder kit for the DRZ. I went with the standard bore kit. I didn't want to do the actual big bore because I didn't want to update my cams or my actual rod. So I just decided to go with the standard bore cylinder kit. It's made for DRZ400, 2000, all the way up to 22. Includes the cylinder head, piston, gasket kit, piston and rings. Pretty much everything to get you going. So let's see what's inside this thing. Gasket kit by Vertex. Cylinder head by Cylinder Works. Pretty nice. And the actual Vertex piston. I actually took this out, so as you can see, it's a brand new piston. Looks beautiful. So what we are going to do is install this piston. Install the rings. Let's put this aside. Okay guys, just a quick FYI video. If you're installing the Vertex piston for a DRZ400, or just in general, the Vertex pistons come with these vague instructions. The two rings, the actual top ring and second ring, usually they have a marking where you could actually tell what direction they're going in. Usually the markings would be at top, and you know, there would be a dot that tells you which way to actually set these rings. Unfortunately, Vertex doesn't tell you that in the installation guide. So ring 2 will actually have writing on it, and ring 1 will actually have no writing or any type of marking, but it'll have a bevel in there. And the bevel should go in the upward position, because if you look at the piston itself, you'll see that there's an actual lip inside right here. So that ring should go bevel up, and it'll fit right in this lip. The directions do not tell you that. Basically what it tells you is to put the first ring with the mark on top and then the secondary ring, but these are incorrect. So I couldn't find anything online. I actually called Vertex support. They didn't have an answer. And finally I found a forum on Reddit that showed me, one guy, he did his head, and he showed me basically how to do it. So I probably should have known just looking at the piston itself with the lip, but you know, this is for future rebuilds. If you guys are having problems, or if you're just looking for information, I think it should be out there, because the ring installation instructions suck for Vertex. And this comes with, you know, the standard bore kit for the DRZ, the big bore kit, and the instructions just are terrible. So just remember that piston ring number 1 has a bevel facing up. You can determine that by the actual lip in the piston. The ring will fit right in, and the bevel will just basically fit perfect on that lip. The secondary ring will have a marking or a stamp. It will go into upward position, and it would be the secondary ring. And then for the oil ring, this is pretty self-explanatory. There's no reason to go over this. It's basically just your oil ring and then your side rails, or your spacers actually. So hope that helps you out. I know that I would have loved to have this information when I got this kit, but live and learn. Okay guys, just a quick tip. If you are installing a Vertex piston, I'm installing it on a DRZ400S model. Vertex does do a video on installing the circlips, but their installation video sucks. And it takes a little bit more effort than what they say. So what I found is, the first thing is, you probably don't want to have your rings on your piston. because you can easily bend these. So the first thing you might want to do is remove your rings, or just not have them installed. And you know, obviously this is only for the circlip that is off the motorcycle. Once you put this on your rod, you're going to have your piston rings in the correct direction. You know, you have to have them staggered. So what I found is when you're installing this circlips, and if you watch the installation video of from Vertex, they get it in within, it's effortlessly. They nonchalantly put it in, which that's not the case. And they don't really tell you how to put it in, which sucks. So what you need to do is get your circlips, and in these grooves, grab your clip and put it in the groove. But you want to make sure that this piece here, the end of the circlips, is positioned just a little bit over this gap, maybe a millimeter, because this is where you're going to position your flathead. So you might want to get a flathead that actually fits in there, just small flathead. So put your circlips in that groove and hold your thumb right about there. And you need thumbs of steel. And once you do that, grab your flathead and put it in that notch and pull up. And while you're doing that, you need to hold with your thumb. And as you can see, as it's coming up, this piece here needs to drop into the groove. So this is basically leveraging. As you can see, I'm pushing up, but as I'm pushing up, I'm pushing down with my thumb. And you're gonna get some, you might want to wear a glove because your thumb's gonna get indented. You know, it's like, again, you gotta have thumbs of steel. These guys who say it makes it look effortlessly, yeah, some of them maybe you get it on the first try, but you know, you're probably not. So put it in, and as it comes in, you're gonna hear it pop. And as it pops, this piece is gonna be in like this. And then you're gonna have to make sure that you push this in with either a flathead or some type of flat device that's going to not score up your piston. So again, get it in the groove, make sure that this piece here is just over that lap, and then you're going to position your thumb right about there. Put the flathead in that groove and push up, and it's going to pop in. You can actually see it going in, and as you're pulling up, you're pushing in with your thumb, and it's going to pop in. It's going to take a little bit of effort. Eventually it will pop in. Don't use a big flathead. Don't use needle nose pliers. You're going to scrape it up. You can score up your piston. Again, the first circlip you do, you know, it's easier to do it off the bike because once you put it in, you only have one to put it on, right? So my recommendation, leave the rings off. If you have the rings on and don't want to take them off, just be very careful. You don't want to score this thing up. Okay guys, we have the piston in the cylinder. Fits perfect. I was able to move it up and down. Now I just have it positioned where I can actually put the pin rod in and put it on the bike. So we should be good to go. I did use some engine lube. You know, looked on the forums, they basically said that use it, don't use it. I saw a bunch of professionals install this stuff, so I'm just using it. It actually has made it a lot easier to get this cylinder, this piston in the cylinder. So it's ready to go. I'm gonna drop it in and keep moving forward. All right. Okay guys, I got the cylinder head on. I'm going to put the top valve cylinder on, and it's at top dead center right now, so it's looking good. Everything's fitting perfectly, so let's keep moving on. Alright guys, I got the top cylinder on with the valves, so what I need to do is I need to torque down these bolts and put on the cams and put on the cam cover, and I think we're good to go. So let's look at it from this side. So all the valves are in spec. Got the new Vertex piston in. I need to torque the head bolts down, and then I'll torque these down to factory specs. Then I'll put the cams on. Put the cams on and the cam covers, and then we'll start reassembling. So it's getting late. I'll probably do that tomorrow when it's a little bit more fresh. A little bit tired right now. It's kind of a late evening. Well, not late evening, it's late night, but we'll get this finished up and it's coming together. So definitely going to replace these radiator hoses. I got some new hoses, and might have to replace this pipe too, but it's coming together. It's coming together. All right.